Hey, streamers.
You've made the world laugh, cry, cheer as one. Most importantly, you've made the world watch. For that, we want to thank you. Today, we honor the ones who put in the work for the love of the game.
Cutting the feed in 5.
You casted aside your individualistic dreams and came together as one voice.
4.
We need more time.
It has to be now. Get ready.
You trained them to mash that subscription button and to come back for more. Always more.
2.
They try to be you. They envy what you have.
1.
And to celebrate, we're releasing a limited time edition skin of what?
You don't know me, and I can't see you, but whoever you are, you need to hear this. This started off beautiful. We built something great, something that brought us together, a place to call home, to talk, to learn, to play, any respite from the world and its unforgiving storms. And then they came.
My face on the screen now!
They came with their plans, with their greed, with their hope. They told us that we were great, and they were right. They told us that we were worth something, and they were right. We are worth something. And it's that same big, beautiful truth that they used against us. They didn't inspire some huge cover-up, some grand conspiracy. They just simply whittled away at who we used to be. So I say it ends today. Boost this signal and then log off, shut down, touch grass. Don't forget that we did this before. We did this before, not them. We can build it again. Build it better. With autonomy, with creative freedom, with fair compensation. We choose where we put our time, where we put our love. The rebellion has a new name.
Moonbeam.
Moonbeam.
A future where we forge our own path at our own pace, where we compensate ourselves fairly and protect each other from hate. They thought those things wouldn't matter, but they do. And we'll do it without them. Together. Today. Spread the word. From here, how far we go, who escapes with us, we control that outcome. It's up to us now. For the love of the game.
Yo, what up, everybody? It is me, Anthony. Let me get some chill music going here. Let's get this going. Hope everybody's doing good on this Tuesday. There we go. Boom. Yeah, got the vibes now. I'm doing some bug crushing. All right. The kill is backing up. Laura, I spoke to right now. Hey, welcome. This is like the first official raid, I guess, we got. So thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. Michael, I have seen some of your bugs reported here. We got I was working on some of those, so I got the Jira tracker up and running, going through all the support tickets here. See that your chat is kind of having some issues there in the realm a little bit. And also refreshing. Pat is working on those issues. There's going to be a fix coming out soon to, there's been a lot of chat issues, a lot of things in the realm kind of like loading funky. So we're going to be stabilizing that. That is on the radar. And that is going to be be smoothed out. So heck yeah. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Thanks. Thank you very much, deeply, for being the first, raiders here on Moonbeam. We want to get a functionality for that. That'd be so dope. So that's something we would love to have going forward. You need to raid me. I saw you all having very fun times with Pixis over there in your morning stream. So I hope you're enjoying that. Again, Pixis is just a little baby right now. He will be getting better. It will be learning and improving. There'll be ways for us to allow you to kind of say, yes, this is right, or no, this is kind of off in terms of the sentiment tag. So that's all down the road. But as you can see, even right now, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. I do like that Pixis. What I like about it is it conveys what other people might think of what you're saying online in text. And there's something with online communication that's been missing that you have, like in a social setting, person to person. There's visual cues, there's my intonation, there's my tone, there's my hand and body language, right? But that's all missing online. And I think the sentiment is a really cool way to do it. Yeah, I saw the phallic thing you all had there. Interesting. There's stuff we don't even know that Pixis will identify. It's always very curious to see those firsts on the platform. So let's see here. So we got some bugs. I'll tell you some that I'm getting. Again, tracking that the realms sometimes are having issues refreshing and loading. We're working on that. If anybody has an ultra wide screen, I guess there's folks that are the mega monitors. The UI looks a little bit off in that. So I'm sending that over to the engineers, letting them know, hey, for these mega monitors, do we have to have a UI kind of fixed to make sure the chat and everything looks good? No, Michael, there is no bug too small, literally. Because sometimes there'll be like, if like there's a chat issue or a realm issue, I make a master ticket, like realms aren't loading, and a lot of people might report it, and so I attach the bugs to that. So it's not an issue at all. The more you all report things, the better, because it really helps us to prioritize and identify trends. Because now that we have a lot of people joining Moonbeam, we could be like, oh crap, there's been like 10 reports on this one thing. Let's focus resources on that. Zeno, I'm very happy to hear that. As an autistic person, that Pixis is great. That was actually one of our use cases that we thought about. So, you know, we have a lot of folks in our own lives that are autistic. My son is autistic. My nephews are. And I think that's actually one of the awesome things is we looked at a lot of studies. We saw that sometimes there's a lot of miscommunication or misinterpretation, right? Especially with social cues and conversation. And I think Pixis helps. And we also think not only for like folks with autism, but folks that are English as a second language. Our hope is that we will have Pixis for all languages, but especially folks that are maybe English as a second language, they are saying something that might be misinterpreted and they didn't mean it that way. So it helps both parties in a conversation understand each other better. Because if the sentiment tag comes up weird, for exactly, like, let's use this exact one, dismissive, that's obviously maybe not what you meant. And I would know that by seeing that. But suppose it was something a little bit more controversial and it came off as dismissive and I might have been offended, like, oh, that's rude, how rude. It would allow, you know, the individual who sent it to maybe say, oh, I didn't mean that, I actually meant this. Because in communication online, as funny as it is to see a sentiment tag be wrong overtly, in our own minds as individuals, we are always doing sentiment analysis. It's just we don't have a tag that pops up. It's in my brain of what I think you said, right? So this is a very cool way, if we try to get it to be more accurate, how does the other person maybe see what you're saying? I also think that's going to be really good for like healthy discussions online. When a lot of people get into discourse online, maybe they're a little snarky or short, curt, you know, like I'm a busy person. So when I write online, my personality comes off much different than like I'm talking now, because I might be in the middle of something. I'm just like, here's what I want to say. And it might come off just like a little bit blunt and people are like, what? That's weird. Anthony's a jerk. But the sentiment tag will allow me to kind of like rectify. Oh no, I didn't mean that. I meant it this way. And it helps just explain things better. Yeah, Pixis, we're going to get to a point where that's true. Yeah, sarcasm will be harder for it to pick up. We'll have to get it chained up on that. Unless you're being sarcastic right now. It would be nice, yeah. Pixis, we're gonna be able to have like there's many ways we've talked about it internally. Like, well, you'd be able to upvote it, downvote it. Ideally, like down the road, our vision at full scale. So let's imagine for a second we have like the team we need and all the stuff to do the things. Each realm will be able to have Pixis kind of tailor made for their own realm. So the things that are moderated in that realm, it'll learn and be kind of more specific to the culture in that realm and the vibe and the jokes and the things like that. Let's see here. So I'm excited about that because each community has their own culture and how they talk and their own vernacular. Like that's how you get accents in different regions of the country. And some people say soda and some people say pop and some people say Coke. Like those nuances in the human language are important. From a moderation perspective too, they're important so that they can be reflective of specific communities and also inside jokes and stuff like that. So Pixis has a long way to go. So I'm excited just to see like the evolution of that because we're spearheading that. There's no one else on the internet doing that. If you look at a lot of different social media platforms, the way they do moderation is top down. So on Moonbeam, our philosophy is moderation. There is the what is legal and moral and ethically required of us. And we have that as the base across the whole platform. But then we're really allowing realms and communities to operate in their own space. Again, things like hate speech are not allowed. Things like blatant racism and things like that are not going to ever be allowed. But the nuance is like if you want to have a completely profanity-free realm, that's your prerogative. Pixis will be able to help you with that. If you are cool with a lot of spicy language, cool. Pixis is going to help you facilitate that in your realm. And you know, that's the exciting part is that no technology really existed up until this point to facilitate that kind of niche approach to moderation. And that's why X, you know, and Facebook and Meta and Instagram, everything is kind of like one size fits all approach to moderation. And I don't think we need to do that anymore. I am not for a one size fits all approach. I feel like there's always a joke and not as someone really new. Exactly. Yes, that is cool. Let's see here. So yeah, let's see what other tickets we have here. And if there's any like big bugs that you've reported, you could let me know in chat and then I'll look them up and I'll pay attention to that. I'll pay specific attention. Like I said, Michael, I've got yours. Those are being put into the queue. We have some on streaming quality. That's a feature that we're going to be improving. So there's been a few folks that have been gracious enough to send me clips of their streams. We're aware of that. That is something we'll be trying to address as well. Because sometimes, like if you're playing a high frame rate game, there's a blur that will occur. If there's a lot of movement, it'll kind of like blur, color distortion, sometimes stuttering. So tracking that. So that's something we're going to look at lumping into. I made a master ticket for stream quality so we can kind of up that. Let's see here. Okay, we did have some yesterday. We closed out with folks getting the streamer role. Let's see here. That one was, let me do this. Let's do archive. Help button on the left column. What do you mean? Give me some more explanation on that. And deeply, is it, I hope I'm saying this right. Deeply aural? Deeply aural? I hope I'm saying that right. As a writer, I feel embarrassed that sometimes my reading comprehension might be lacking. Is there any bot or commands that works with Moonbeam? Right now, there's not. We do want to have integrations with bots. That is our... Oh, cool. Okay, cool. That's another way of Laura. Okay, cool. I like that. That's super cool. I like that. Super dope. Yeah, there's going to be bots, APIs we want to get opened up. So that stuff is definitely things we're looking at. Making sure that happens. Oh, Michael, great idea. Link to the support pages. I love that. I'm going to create a ticket right now. Feedback. And I'm going to put in here recommendation to add a button somewhere on Moonbeam that leads to support Moonbeam.stream. This way folks can read our FAQ and get answers to commonly asked questions. Cool. I'm putting that in. I like that. Link to like that. Okay. I'm putting that feature in. Boom. Okay, let me come back over here and see what else we got. Integration with Hammer Time or no time zone would be great. Ooh. Oh, that's right. Xeno and Deeply, you all were in the what realm were you just in? You were in the chatter core, right? You were in the chatter core? Let's see here. I was talking about a little video on how to stream on Moonbeam with OBS. There is on our YouTube page, we have some tutorials. I think there might be a post that has it. Let me see if Taylor's here. Taylor, are you there in the chat? Let me see if I hit her up. Taylor, you have a link to that video about using OBS to stream on Moonbeam. Hey, there you go. Hey, Taylor. Deeply was asking that question about the OBS video. Yeah, and let us know if it was confusing, what was confusing about it. If there's a better way to do it, we would be open to having someone do that if they wanted to and posting it as well on Moonbeam. That'd be cool. Oh, it's one we need to make, I think is what Taylor's meant. We haven't made that yet. Why? Okay, let's see here. Zeno is asking, why can't I not see that Laura is streaming on her channel? So I think what happened, there's a bug that we're aware of. So if you're streaming in one of the public realms, and correct me if I'm wrong, Zeno, if this is what happened. If you're streaming in a public realm, you might see it on the front page or a thumbnail somewhere. Not in that public realm. Anywhere else in Moonbeam. And if you click on it, it's going to take you, it should take you to the stream, right? That's like the logic. But right now, there's a bug with the public realms where if you click on it, it takes you to the public realm. And then you're like seeing the chat in the public realm. And then it takes you, then you have to click on the stream in that realm. And then it goes there. That's kind of what you're talking about. Let me know. And that way I can confirm that it's the same bug that I'm tracking. Let's see here. Let's see here. Yep. Okay. Let me put, I'm actually, oh, interesting. It was the profile that was shared. Got it. Okay. Yep. Got it. That's interesting. Okay, so I did not know that. So let me make a bug report here. Boop. Okay. Profile not showing live stream. So I'm going to explain this and just correct me if I'm wrong. Profile is not showing your live stream. So when you send someone your link to your profile, it doesn't even look like you're live streaming if you are. That should not be the case. It should show that you are streaming. Was live streaming in the chatter core and sent profile URL to go to one but her live stream didn't show up in profile. Not sure. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna test something out. I'm gonna just do this because I'm lazy. Test. I'm gonna click on myself. I'm gonna view full profile. Yep. Okay. It's not doing it for me right now, too. Something's up. Look at that. You found it. Woo-hoo. Yeah. You found it. Okay. So this changes because now this isn't just a you problem. So my bug report is going to be different. When people stream, when people are live streaming, their live stream is not showing up in their profile. You need to add that so people can share their profile URL on social media and gain viewers. That's important. That's important. Okay. Priority. There we go. This is going to be report now. Labels. Let's see here. Okay. Cool. We did it. That's a good one. That is a good one. Because that's important to get people to view you. This, let me see here. I'm gonna say something in chat. This might be a so folks can share their Okay. There we go. Yeah, there's a delay. Let's see here. I see here. Yep. There's a delay. Okay. Okay. Let me put that as feedback, because that will be more. I'll put that as support, I guess. Fix this mod queue is lagging. Okay. When Pixis catches something, it lags when you click allow, deny, ban, etc. Not sure if this is a bug or needs performance improvement. Let's see here. Did I get everything right? I did. Okay. Yeah, deeply. I got that to me as well. There's like 2 of them that got stuck. I think what's happening on that is if you're the person sending the message and you don't see a sentiment tag come up, if it says like sending, that means it got caught. And so if they delete it, because you could, like if I sent like something that got caught by Pixis, I could be like, oh, I'm just going to delete it as the author of the message. And I think if it's getting deleted, you can't action it in the mod queue because it's like gone. So that ticket is in because it currently exists on my own mod queue. I have 2 of them that are stuck there. Maybe they're like trophies. I have these messages lost in time. Flux capacitor. How do I fix a flux capacitor? Well, you have to go to the flux capacitor store, which is on Moonbeam, and then you could buy a new one with moonstones. So there you go. All right, Silent Brad. Let's see here. Once streaming to multiple realms is available, how will sharing your profile work? Would people be able to choose in which realm to open your stream in? Okay, that's a good question. So we've had to think a lot about multi-streaming into different realms. That's why like it's going to be a future. It's going to be coming out later on in open beta because from an infrastructure perspective, it's really awkward and weird. So we settled on kind of like this, where your stream, when you go live, that will have a URL. Now we may make that static so that you could share that kind of like everywhere in your socials. Right now it does change depending on what realm you're in. But one way we might do it is your stream is its own thing, okay? And the streamer, they set the moderation settings for that stream, okay? Now, when you get permission to stream into other people's realms, you'll be able to go, when you go live, select all the realms you want to go live in. So let's say there's like 5 realms that you can stream in, a public realm and 4 other realms. You'll select, I want to stream in the public realm, and then I want to stream in these other 4 realms, whatever. And when you go live, you'll have the little thumbnail like appear there in those realms. And then everyone in those realms gets a notification. So-and-so is live. So if it was me, it'd be like Anthony A. Joyce Rivera is live, and everyone in those realms would get the notification on their mobile device or on the desktop. And then they can click on your thumbnail, and it will like direct through via URL to like where your stream exists. Okay, so it's like the realms are like a portal to your stream. It's like the gateway. So your stream is really in one place, and when all the viewers come in from these different realms, they're being consolidated into the same stream chat. So now they're all together. So there's not like a segmented streamer chat kind of thing going on. It's like the people in those 5 realms, if they watch you stream, they're walking in the door, they're being teleported to your live stream, and now they're in your chat, and they're all hanging out and chatting together. So that's our current thinking of it right now, to implement it. That way it's kind of simple. And it again, our approach to realms, communities, and consolidating viewership is that thought process. Like, hey, These communities will build up around certain genres or interests. If you're allowed to stream in them, clearly you're streaming something that the realm owner wants to be streamed there. The community likes to engage in that kind of content. So if you're in 5 different places at once and you pop up, those people that are in those communities talking about that stuff, they're going to see you, they're going to like to check you out, and now you're going to consolidate viewership. I mean, it's very true about even like multi-streaming, like putting your stream multiple places at once, like on Twitch, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X, because like that's what I'm doing right now with Restream, right? I'm 5 different places. By nature, I get more viewers that way. So I have 11 on Moonbeam and I have 14 from all the other platforms. So there's what, 25 viewers right now. So the idea is basically that, but on Moonbeam in that ecosystem of realms, on top of multi-streaming everywhere else. And the cool thing about that from like a bandwidth perspective is like, if you do run OBS or something and you multi-stream to different platforms, there's going to be a load on your PC that's intensive, right? So there is a power load requirement, a processing requirement when you multi-stream. But on Moonbeam, when you multi-stream to different realms, since your stream is really in one place, it's just being connected to all these other places. There's no additional load. So yeah, that's what's cool. Cool. All right, let's see here. What other things I got? Let's see. I'm going back to Jira, checking out these things here. And I'll be hanging around for another 20 minutes or so, so feel free to hit me up with questions and things like that. That's what I'm here for. Okay, Zeno, how does payout work and why is it USA only? So it's USA only for right now. So we're using Stripe Connect. There is international payments coming soon. It'll all be done through Stripe Connect. Pat will be setting that up. There's a few other like steps we have to go through with Stripe Connect to do international payments. Once that's enabled, you'll be paid just like everybody else. There won't be any difference between a USA-based payee and someone in Canada or in Europe. Right now, when we did our first round of payouts, we've confirmed that all the fees that come out on the front end. So again, that cut is the cut for Moonbeam as a business, the cut for taxes, the cut for Stripe processing or any other payment processing we do. And so once that comes out at the front end, when someone buys Moonstones, shunk, fees are gone. Now they have their Moonstones and they give them to you. So if you get like 100 Moonstones, that's $1, a US dollar, but it'll be converted to whatever currency. You get that value in your payout. There's no fees. There's no transaction stuff. There's no bank transfer costs or anything like that. It's straight up, that is what you get. Because it is essentially a bank transfer at that point. It's like if I gave you a check, like a paper check for $1, like there's no fees that come out of it. So we've set up the Moonstone system to be that way. So once it's activated for international, whatever's in what you're owed, if you go to like payouts, that will be the dollar amount that you get. The full thing. Yeah, no, that's owed to you. That's your money. Now, if you need, like I said this before, if somebody needs something for like emergency, like I got a car payment, I got some, whatever. It's your money. And if there's some emergency you need it, like hit me up. We can find ways to like do exceptions in the meantime. Like if I have to, maybe use PayPal or something to get it to you. We can do that. So we're not paying international people out because we're trying to hold on to money. It's simply a mechanical thing with Stripe. It's just and because we have a small team, the resources are being applied to like all these bugs and stability right now. But anything in your payout section is owed to you, does not go away, and you will collect it. No, I'm glad you asked those questions. And I'm being honest about that. Like, I know right now, like we could see how many Moonstones people are owed, so like no one has like $1,000 sitting there, right? But if that were the case for whatever odd reason, and someone needed it, that's what, we're small business. You can reach out to us and we will work one-on-one to do that for you. Because again, I want that to be up and running right away. It's just a matter of like small team, limited resources, but we'll get there. Yeah, no, the revenue splits are hugely important to us because, again, you have to think about like the creators right now are kind of in this weird spot where on other platforms they're isolated, and there's this thing about like I'm a creator. I come from publishing though, like Dungeons and Dragons Adventures. And I built all of my publications and I got really cool artwork by hiring artists and editors and graphic designers and layout people and other writers and editors because we offered revenue splits. So I saw like, hey, there's two ways I can go about being a creator that's morally like good and living up to the values I believe in, like fair pay, equal pay, things like that. I can have a lot of upfront capital and I could pay people, which is hard. Like that is not something a lot of people just have like money laying around and be like, hey, I'm going to pay you, all this money, which they're worth. And so they can't even get to that step. So they can't make anything, right? Like, oh, well, I can't make anything because I can't hire an editor. But with revenue splits, I saw in the publishing side of the things like, hey, it is totally fair that you could offer someone X% of the residuals of what you're making, and that is completely fair. You both go do this thing together, and if it makes any money, you benefit. The team benefits from it. I have seen from residuals, I'll tell you this in my personal experience, they're potentially more ludicrous than like upfront flat payments. Because if you have a big stream or a big show, especially when we do like VODs and if you made your own like actual play series or if you just whatever, like if those things generate money long term, they could be a lot more than if you got like an hourly rate to just like mod for 2 hours or something. And so the revenue splits we think are going to be a way for creators to build teams of professionals, because mods, what you all do, well, I don't care. You're a professional. Like that's a hard thing. Producers, right? Sound technicians, all those kind of skill sets. They will be able to be a part of a streamer's team. And now the stream quality will kind of like, I believe, theoretically will go up because now you have this super team making content together. So the quality should rise, which means more people will want to watch it. And you create this kind of circle now of like, more people want to watch it, higher quality, more pay, more things happen. And we don't want people to rely on like a handshake deal. Like I've seen so many creators, they're like, okay, you do this thing for me, I'll pay you whatever. And they never get paid. And so we didn't want to have any of that. So we built it into Moonbeam so that on day one, you can build your team. If someone gives you moonstones, it's automatically split between them. And there you go. Let's see here. Hello, Fernando. Welcome, welcome. Oh, let's see here. Mike. No, it was Taylor. It was 227 was the total that we got. So Michael was the closest with 250. So 227. Hey, Alan. There's some so the concerns with AI and how it's being trained. I was writing about this today on Blue Sky, and on X, and I'll be very kind of open about this. There's a reason why we're so, open, and like you'll hear me talk about it a lot. Now, let me get my thoughts together on this because I want to be very clear. There's no business sense to that. There's no one I'm like winning over by like, hey, we use AI on Moonbeam. I don't like I get it. That's a controversial thing. Like it's a buzzword and it has a negative connotation for a lot of people. So if I was trying to like, I don't know, get away with something, I wouldn't be saying that. The only reason I am is because I need to be upfront with people because I respect people's concern with AI and machine learning and all that it entails. However, I also want to be very blunt. Like Blue Sky has publicly announced that they're using AI. So when people are on Blue Sky and they're telling me they have a problem with it, it's probably because they don't know that the platform they're on is using it. And that's a problem. every platform is using it. They're using it in different ways. On Moonbeam, I'll tell you how we are using it. We're using it very clearly where it's used for moderation purposes to identify the sentiment in the language here. How we will view it. How do we view it ethically being trained, not copyright infringing on any material, consensual use. And as we grow as a platform, my idea, like my dream for Pixis is that it's trained on the way real humans talk and how they interact, and here on Moonbeam, right? Like that to me is the most ethical thing we can do for it. The environmental impact, we've been very clear and open with that. It's 6 times less than brewing a cup of coffee. That's if, every user was sending a bunch of messages each day. So that's the average per user per day if they're sending, 18 to 20 messages. Now we have a lot of users that are not sending a single message. So again, that's a very high average that we've had across the board for the thousands of users we have. So, and that number is going to be coming down as we go forward. So for opting out right now, it's hard. It's hard. I don't think there's going to be a way to opt out. And the reason is it's how we moderate. We can't have someone not be moderated on Moonbeam. That wouldn't be safe for the platform. That wouldn't be safe for the user base. And I know this may be just like awkward to candidly talk about, but it's important because I think there's not anyone using this technology ethically like we are. We're spearheading that, and we just have to be open about it, and we have to talk about it. It could get awkward. I'm very open to people telling me exactly what is unethical about using that technology if it's not having an environmental impact that's negative, and if it's actually helping people in terms of stopping cyberbullying and online harassment. And we're not breaching we're not infringing on anyone's kind of rights there. So I'm open to those conversations. And I think I think using it for solving real problems where like people have hurt themselves because of how bad cyberbullying can be, I think that's very important. And I think we're going about it in a good, fair, open, honest way. So yeah, I'm going to be putting more of that stuff in our FAQ. About Pixis, like our environmental impact and kind of how we're using it exactly. Because we have to, and it's the right thing to do. And again, I don't want to be like, a platform that is using it. Again, everyone, like even Blue Sky is, and then have it like hidden away in some like obscure tweet that was said one time as like oh, here it is. And then no one hopefully sees it. But I mean, having the sentiment tags on every message is like us kind of being very upfront with that. This is what it is. So yeah. Cool. So no, I appreciate the questions, Alan. Yeah. And yeah, I do owe you all. I'll probably put that in the support.moonbeam.stream soon because I've noticed we've had to talk a lot about it. Not that that's a bad thing. It's something people want to know about. And I think it's good to have it in one spot. And if anybody ever has questions about it, I'd love to hear your thoughts because we are, as you can see, we're very open to just chatting and taking feedback and being, you got me here and I'm hanging out. So this is my job to hang out with you all. And Moonbeam is funny when you think about it, like we're building Moonbeam for for you, like this is your home. If you don't like your home, guess what? Then we can't build a house because no one wants to live in it. So we hope that you all understand that truly this is about us building the home everybody else wants to live in because we need a new home. I was tired of the other homes. They got burnt down. My old home X got burnt down. It got like raised in a fire when Elon Musk bought it. It just got burnt to the ground. I was so sad. Let's see here. Okay. If you don't like the home, we remodel it. I like it. Mhm. Let's see here. I'm looking at some bugs with roles and realms. We're tracking that. Let me see here. Let me tag Pat in this one. I'm gonna tag Pat here. I think he solved this yesterday. Hey, Pat. Is this the hotfix you put out yesterday? Let's see here. I'm going to look back at chat in a second. Okay. Let me go back to chat here. La Cremuros. Let's see here. Hey there. For those of us in the ranks of the observational challenge, perhaps clueless, where is the bug UI? The bug UI? I mean, that's not a bad question. It's actually a good question. It's the little weird looking bug on the left-hand side of your screen. Now, if you're on the app, it will not be there. If you're on mobile web, you have to click on like the three little lines at the top on the homepage. It'll drop down and it will say report a bug. But on the desktop, it'll be a little circular bug-looking creature on the left. Let's see here. When can I start using Moby? Silent Brad. Moby will be coming back out for some testing as soon as we get all these bugs squashed. So Pat is the main developer for Moby. So we just had to put a pause on development to focus on just making sure all these bugs get squashed and smoothed out and cleaned up. We want it to be a really smooth experience for everybody. That's a priority. Let's see here. Hey, Risim, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. See some co-working folks here hanging out. Yeah. Two-Tone Waffle. Yes. No, you know, it's one of those things, and it's kind of funny because you're right. Like other platforms are using it and they just are not telling anybody. It doesn't sit right with me. It doesn't sit right with me because if someone told me like, Anthony, I don't care what you say or anything about it, I just don't like that technology and I want nothing to do with it. I respect that. And because we respect that, and not only I, but like we as Moonbeam, we respect that. And if we respect that, we want you to know that. Like I would feel bad if we kind of tricked someone or if someone felt, because I don't want someone to come and like love Moonbeam and then have found that out and then like I was tricked, and kind of have that faith broken. That's not cool. So that's kind of why we're just very upfront about it. And I know it's a lot of people when they check out Moonbeam, they're going to hear like, is Moonbeam this AI thing? Because the other platforms don't talk about it, but also they're not using it in the way we are. And so that's kind of why we do it. I love all the co-working stuff y'all are doing out there, by the way, too. I know some of the members of the team and Moonbeam, they like have you all on as they're working too. It's cool. I really enjoy that seeing. And I know there's the co-working realm that's got a lot of folks in there as well. It's really cool. I think it's neat. I'm a big proponent of like I'm a big proponent of like telework, remote work. I know that's the way of the future. So I think co-working is a big thing because I think there's also a social aspect of it that's important. Even here, like I could be doing these Jira bug tickets by myself in the dark, or I could have this experience with you all kind of we're co-working right now in a way. I mean, I'm working and you're hanging out. This is cool. So, all right. Well, it is now lunchtime for me, so I'm gonna have to have some lunch. And then throughout the week, you're gonna see a lot of me. You might see Taylor. We're gonna be doing this kind of support, live tech support. I think the superpower that Moonbeam can have is we really are a small business. Like, it's funny when you think of like a tech company in that way. Like, I think we're a small business, and you know, if this was like a mom and pop shop, like a coffee shop, I would want to come greet everybody and say thank you so much for coming to my to our little store and hanging out. Like, that's important. I think that tech companies forget that about business. Like, this is, you know, there's no reason to be so disconnected. We're going to put a lot of emphasis on being very close to you all and being very accessible, especially because you're the ones that are making Moonbeam become a reality, which is going to impact all of our lives in a huge way. And we hope to impact your life in a huge way. And so we're very fortunate to have that ethos, and we're very fortunate to have you all that are very kind of open to hanging out with us and telling us, hey, I have an idea, and I had this bug. Like, please, please, please keep doing that. There is never nothing worth not reporting. So, okay. I'm going to head out. Yeah, let's see here. I'll look at some last... You know what? It should work in Jira alone. Two-tone waffle. Yes, I'm finding that out. I know. It's so true. And then, yeah, 6 years for a co-working category. Wow. No, we're... yeah. And if you notice, like, we're still going to figure things out on Moonbeam in its early ways. Like, we're going that realm approach. The public realms are kind of thematically built around a genre. Maybe it's a kind of category, but we really don't want to do categories. We really want to do like, I see realms as almost like studios or TV channel, you know, because like when you think of like a TV channel and you're like, you know, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or, you know, a news network or something, like it has a theme, but it also has a variety of content. And I think the realm approach is going to be beneficial to that. It's also more beneficial to like community, because a realm I think has like a community vibe versus a category, which it's kind of, but it's not really. So, all right, thanks. Yeah, D&D. We'll have a lot more. I'll have to run a game online for everybody once. This is true. I have written many D&D modules. So, well, I'm out, everybody. You have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around on Moonbeam, and you'll be hearing from us and seeing us work on all these bugs and making Moonbeam awesome for you. Take care.